bookish friends, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Ashton and I like to read. Well, actually reading's my whole personality, but we're not gonna discuss that right now. We're not gonna open that can of worms. I am in a bit of a slump. Well, I don't even think it's a slump. I want to read. I'm just very overwhelmed, I think, with what to read, or like once I sit down and I start reading, I'm fine. But I'm getting very distracted. I don't know what it is. But I thought to myself, do you know what? Let's do a little vlog and let's mood read for the next 24 hours and just see what we can get through, basically. It is quite late in the day. It's like 4 o'clock in the evening. So I'm gonna try and do like 12 hours, but I don't think I don't imagine I'll be able to stay up to finish the 12 hours for today. I should have probably started earlier in the day, but I've been out. So I'm just going to I'll probably try and stay up as late as I can, try and do at least 8, maybe 10 hours of reading tonight if I can. Now, I am currently already in the middle of quite a few books. So I think I started this in Feb, and this was on my Feb TBR, and it's Times Convert by Deborah Harkness. Now, I absolutely love the All Souls trilogy. It's one of my favourite trilogies. I adored it. The characters, everything about it, just loved it. So obviously this follows on from that, and I just did my rereads. I listened to the whole series on audiobook, and I did the book 2 and 3 in January. So I was excited to pick this one up so that I could read this one, and then there is a 5th one that's come out. Tell me why I started this in Feb. It's now the 9th of March. So I started this over a month ago, and I am only 75 pages in. It is not the book's fault. It's not. I love these characters. In this we're focusing more on Marcus and Phoebe. But we're getting glimpses of the other characters as well. And from what I can tell, this is going to be kind of quite heavily focused on Marcus's past and stuff like that, from what I can gather. I have enjoyed the first 8 chapters. It's not that I haven't. I just cannot motivate myself to pick this book up at the moment. But I'm not going to DNF it, because I know once I give it the time and the attention it deserves, I know I'm going to enjoy it. And it's then going to lead me into the next one. So I think until I'm kind of really back in my reading zone, or kind of out of this weird little slumpy thing that I've got going on, I think I'm going to put this one down for now, and I'm going to come back to it. And then the other physical book I'm in the middle of, again, this was on my February TBR, and I started this right towards the end of February, and I'm only like 30 odd pages in, and it's The Shadows of Rutherford House by C.E. Rose. It's intriguing. I've enjoyed, like, not much has happened. I'm only 30 pages in, and I am intrigued enough to keep going to kind of see what happens, and if I do want to DNF it, or if I'm going to continue all the way through. I've read a book by this author C.E. Rose last year, and I quite enjoyed that. I think I gave that one like a 3.5 stars. It was all right. But All Right is just not cutting it with the mood that I'm in. So I need something either really gripping, I need something fast paced, or I need just, I don't know. This is the problem. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. So again, I'm just gonna put that down for now, and I'm probably gonna come back to those and dip in and out of them as and when I can. And then I am currently reading The Night Whispers by Caroline Mitchell. I'll put it up here. This is book 2 in the Slayton thrillers. This is quite a relative. I'm reading this on Kindle. This one is a relatively short one. It's only like just over 200 pages. And I enjoyed the first one. Again, I think I gave it like 3 stars, maybe 3 or 3.5. I can't quite remember. But enough. Enjoyed it enough. It was like a nice, quick, easy palate cleanser type read. So I could potentially pick that up a little bit later. I've also read the first 2 chapters of NYPD Red 7 by Marshall Karp, which again is also on my March TBR, sorry. And I've also this morning, I just started the audiobook for Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mars. I'm not sure how you pronounce her surname, sorry. And I'm enjoying that so far as well. So I'm already in the middle of quite a few. But I thought to myself, because I need to get through more physical books this year, that I would just, out of this stack of books that I've got, I thought, do you know what, let's just pick up what we can and see what we can read in a little 24-hour challenge, and see if that perks up my reading a little bit for me. So I do have what's left of my physical TBR for March. I've got that all here. So we've got The People Before by Charlotte Northedge, A Whiff of Scandal by Carol Matthews, Healing Hearts at Bumblebee Barn by Jessica Redland, Unbirthday by Liz Braswell, part of the Disney Twisted Tales. Sorry, I know the lighting's a bit iffy. And then we have Heavenly Bodies by Imani Arui. I'm excited to read this one. I know that for definite. Out of the ones I've just listed, this is probably the one that I'm most drawn to. And then I've also got a little stack here that these are all from, you would have seen, I think, my sequels video. You would have seen that by now. And these are just these are the romances, basically, or romance and one fantasy or whatever, that were from that stack of sequels that I want to get through for the rest of the year. So I've got Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, Wildfire by Hannah Grace, The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, and Throne of Secrets by Kerry Maniscalco. So those are all of the books, basically, that we have to choose from in this vlog. Obviously, if none of these end up sort of like gripping me, or I've got hundreds of books that I can choose from. But I think because I want nice, quick, fast paced, I think I'm going to start with Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I really liked the first one, Done and Dusted. I gave it a 4.5. Really liked Luke and Emmy. I think that was my first cowboy romance. I think I read that before I read Flawless. And I loved it. And I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to pick up Swift and Saddled to begin with. I'm going to start a timer, and I will come back to you when I've got some thoughts and feelings and I'm a little bit of the way into this. I'm back with an update on Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. It is much later. It's now dark outside. It's been about 5 hours since I started but I did pause the timer and I went and took a break and I had something to eat and stuff like that. So technically I've only been reading for 2 hours and 46 minutes in total, and I am on page 175, chapter 20. So I'm enjoying this so far. We are following Ada and we are following Wes, who is the brother of Emmy from the first book, Done and Dusted. So Wes is doing this big project on one of the big houses on the ranch. He's planning to turn it into like a kind of guest house, and he has hired Ada, is the sort of interior designer. She's working on the project. The night she comes into town, she ends up in the dive bar that is their local, that is run by Luke, who is with Emmy from the first book. And she ends up meeting Wes, but she doesn't know that it's Wes. She doesn't know that it's her boss. And they end up sharing this really kind of crazy out of the blue kiss, and then she turns up the next day to work and realizes that, oh my god, this is my boss, like this is mental, basically. They very clearly like each other, they very clearly have chemistry, but they also both have their own kind of issues. We've got depression rep in here, which I've not seen, like it's very briefly been spoken about so far, but I've not seen much sort of evidence of it yet. So I don't know whether maybe something is going to come up in this last like 100 and whatever pages. And I like Wes. I love him. I think he's great. Ada, I don't think I'm warming to her as much as I did like Emmy, or as much as I think I know I'm gonna like the next book, Lost and Lassoed or something. I think that's what it's called, because I know I'm gonna love Teddy, because I already love Teddy as a character. I like Ada, but I feel like she's a little bit standoffish and a little bit cold, and I understand she's got past traumas and stuff that have kind of made her a little bit like that, but I just, at the moment, I'm like, oh, just give him a chance, you know. But having said that, I am enjoying it. Don't think I'm enjoying it quite as much as I did Done and Dusted, but I am still really enjoying it. So yeah, I'm gonna go and crack on. I'm gonna finish this last, I think I've got exactly 110 pages left, so I'm gonna finish that, and then I will probably come back to you with my final thoughts and let you know what I'm gonna choose to read next. I'm back with an update. It is now the next day. I got the date wrong yesterday. I said yesterday was the 9th. Yesterday was the 8th. Today's the 9th. Anyway, not relevant, but we move forward. I last spoke to you, I was, I think I was about 175 pages into Swift and Saddled. And I've been reading for about 2 hours and 46 minutes. I am here to say, sorry, I just want to grab and have a look at, oh, it's gone off. I finished Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I enjoyed this. I said yesterday that I was having a little bit not trouble, but I wasn't warming up quite as much to Ada as the other female characters that we come across in this series. She grew on me a little bit. I did like her in the end. But I think the problem was I absolutely just adore Wes. I relate to Wes very, very much. In regards to his depression and a little bit of his personality style as well. And yeah, I think I just was like, you deserve the world. Like, why can she not see that? Obviously, she did see that in the end. This is a romance book. Obviously, it has a happy ending. But I didn't enjoy them as a couple as much as I enjoyed Emmy and Luke. So I gave this one 4 stars. I did still have a really good time, but I think all of those 4 stars were just for everyone else and for Wes mostly. So then I was trying to pick what I was going to read next, and I thought to myself, do you know what? Because I wanted to try and stick to physical books if I could, but the whole point is to mood read and to get me out of a slump. So I did try to pick up A Whiff of Scandal by Carol Matthews. This is on my March TBR, and this is also part of the 26 books that are going to self-destruct and that I have to get through. I've got till June to get through them. I read not even 5 pages of this, and straight away I was just like, nope, not doing it. Just not going to put myself through it, like really just not interested at all. So I put that down. I'm DNFing that can go. And then I was like, oh, okay, what do I want to pick up? And I couldn't help myself. I just really wanted to go straight into Lost and Lassoed. I'm going to put it up here because I did read this on the phone, on the Kindle app, and I just wanted more of Rebel Blue, and I really wanted to read Teddy and Gus's story. And I'm telling you now, it did not disappoint. This was my favourite one in the series so far. I absolutely adore Teddy and Gus with my whole heart, and their growth and the way they came together, and his daughter Riley, just love it. Loved the whole dynamic. We follow Teddy. Teddy is Emmy's best friend. Gus is Emmy's brother. He is the eldest. He is so hardworking. He has a daughter that he co-parents with Cam, and I just really like the whole dynamic. Teddy ends up out of a job, and it's the summer, and Gus is trying to be all things for all people, trying to do too much. He's got Riley for the summer. Cam has gone off to try and get herself through she's doing a law kind of apprenticeship type thing because she's trying to pass the bar. But Gus has taken on a little bit too much. Teddy's obviously at a loss, so she becomes like Riley's babysitter for the summer, and I just loved every part of this. 5 stars, my favourite in the series so far. Absolutely fantastic. So I did end up staying up until 4 o'clock this morning reading that book because I just couldn't put it down. So we have read for a total of 9 hours and 11 minutes, and we have finished 2 books in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. So I have 14 hours and 48 minutes left on the timer. Now, I only had about 5 hours sleep, and I'll be honest, like I'm trying to, get through. I've got a Relentless, is that what they're called? A sugar-free raspberry Relentless, to kind of give me a bit of a boost. I got up this morning. I've we've had breakfast. I've done a few little bits around the house, and I've ordered my food shop, so that's coming in a few hours. And I'm going to pick up next. I think I'm going to do The People Before by Charlotte Northedge, which is, like I said, is on my March TBR. I think this is going to be nice and fast paced. This is, again, it's only just over 300 pages. So looking at the other two ones that I read, they were both, one was just under 300, one was just about 300. So I'm averaging about 4.5 hours, or I averaged about 4.5 hours on each of those books. So I should probably about the same, 4.5, maybe a bit over, to potentially read this one, depending how fast paced this one is. So in this, we are following Jess and her husband, and they need a new start, and they literally buy a rambling old house in the Suffolk countryside. And I think they get there, the locals are not very welcoming. There's this big secret. The house is called Maple House. There's this big secret. And it literally says on the back, something bad happened in that house, something nobody wants to talk about, something to do with the people before. So I feel like this is going to be quite creepy and like atmospheric, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of potential like paranoia with our main character Jess, and I do like those kind of gripping, fast-paced type of books. So this is the next one I'm going to read. I will come back when I'm a little bit of the way into this and I've got some thoughts, and I'll let you know where we sit on the timer. I'm back, but it's been a week. I don't know what it is. Like, I think I've only ever successfully completed a 24-hour kind of challenge, like the 12 hours, whatever, over 2 days. Once. I've only done that once, and I've tried to, or attempted to start many more 24-hour challenges, and it never works out. I don't know what it is about it, but it has been a week since I started this vlog. I had a really shit week, if I'm being honest. Work was shit, and my mental health took an absolute battering. But I'm feeling a bit better today. I'm feeling more positive. I'm glad it's the weekend, and I've got some time to chill. I just got to do a bit of housework, and then I can chill and I can sit and I can read. So I think last time I spoke to you, I'd just chosen to start The People Before by Charlotte Northedge. I read this last Sunday. It took me about 5 hours, so just a little bit longer than the two books before. I think those were about 4.5 hours each. This one took just that little bit longer. I gave this one 3 stars. It was fine. It's psychological thriller, but I was expecting more, if I'm being honest, and I was really underwhelmed with the wrap up and how it ended and stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, we followed Jess and her husband Pete. They've moved from London. They moved to the Suffolk countryside with their 2 children. They've bought this old, like, rambling house. It's so much work has got to be done on it. She's very paranoid. Some stuff happened when they were in London, which really pushed this move like ahead, which has left her quite paranoid. She's got secrets, the husband's got secrets, and then she makes friends with this woman in like the next town over, the main town, like Ipswich or whatever. And next thing you know, they're inviting this woman to come and stay with them. And it all just got a bit weird, and it was just fine. It was fine. It was 3 stars. And that's that. So we do have, let me just put that down a second, show you. I do have 9 hours left on the clock. So we read for 15 hours. Yeah. So far. And I'm going to just continue the timer this weekend. And I've just thought, do you know what? We're going to finish it off and we're going to just read as much as we can and finish to the end of the timer, even though there's been a week between. Doesn't matter. So the next book I've chosen is Healing Hearts at Bumblebee Barn by Jessica Redland. I really like Jessica Redland's writing. I think everything I've read of hers last year was 4 stars. They're just really good times, really good characters, and I just really end up rooting for her character so much. So I'm looking forward to this one. I think in this one we're at Bumblebee Barn, which is run by Barney. Barney is a farmer, and I think he finds it difficult to hold down relationships, and he really wants a relationship. He wants to find love. He wants a family of his own, you know. But he's really struggling with that. And then his sister, it says she sees an advert for Love on the Farm, or Love on a Farm, which is a reality TV show that helps farmers find love. So I think they put him forward for that, and I think that he ends up on this, and the crew come down, and it just sounds like utter chaos. And then I think obviously he finds his love, hopefully. So I'm going to get cracking on this one. This one is just, it's a little bit longer than the other 3 we've been reading. This one's about 381, so closer to the 400 mark. So this one might take me a little bit longer. I think if we're going by my average, this one might take me, I don't know, maybe closer to 6 hours to get through. And then I'll come back when I finish this. We'll see how much longer we've got left on the timer, and then we'll decide what we can start or what we can get through, or what I'm in the mood to finish up this vlog with, because that was the whole point of this vlog, was to mood read and to get me out of a slump. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to crack on with this, and I'm going to come back when I've finished and I'll let you know my thoughts. Guys, I'm finally here to wrap this vlog up. It's actually been a couple more days since I last spoke to you. I had like 3 hours left on the timer, and I was gonna crack on with The Night Whispers by Caroline Mitchell. I'll put it up here. I read for about an hour and 40 odd minutes, but no, about an hour and 45 minutes I think I read for. Or no, I had an hour and 45 left, that was it. And I finished The Night Whispers last night. I did end up going, I'd say about 40 minutes over the timer. So we did read most of the book during the 24-hour period. So quite successful. I feel like this has really helped with kind of getting me out of my slump, which was the whole point. So I'm really, really pleased. We managed a total of 5 books. The first book we read was Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, which I gave 4 stars. Then I read Lost and Lassoed, the book 3 by Lila Sage in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. That one I loved. I gave 5 stars, and now I'm really excited for the new one that's coming out. Book 4. Then I read The People Before by Charlotte Northedge. This was kind of meh. I gave it 3 stars. Then we read Healing Hearts at Bumblebee Barn by Jessica Redland, which I really enjoyed as well, and I gave that one 4 stars. And then we finished off with The Night Whispers by Caroline Mitchell. I just realised I didn't tell you what I thought of this a minute ago. This is book 2 in the Slate and Thrillers kind of little series. I think there's currently 3. I think the first one I gave like 3 stars or 3.5, something like that. This one I'm giving 3 stars. Again, it was a very... I preferred it actually to... I preferred it to The People Before by Charlotte Northedge. So maybe I should bump it up a little bit. Maybe 3.25, because I did enjoy it that little bit more. But I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. And now I've only got the 3rd one left to go. But that's everything we read for this vlog. I'm really, really happy. I think I'm going to try and... I've got a couple of books. I think there's only 2 books left now. 2 physical books for March that I need to read off my TBR, and 1 more ebook. So, fingers crossed, guys. I might actually get my TBR done this month. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this vlog went. I'm really happy that I'm out of my slump, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sticking with me. If you've made it to the end, you are an absolute legend. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in whatever comes next.